Hey, today we're going to shift gears for you a little bit, and we're going to tell you a train story. Everybody needs to hear a good train story now and again. And we got a great one, maybe the best one ever, but it was back during the early days of the Civil War, like 1862 in April, and it's come down through history to be known as the Great Locomotive Chase. We're in Kennesaw, Georgia here, and at the time it was called Big Shanty. There was a guy named James Andrews. He's a Union spy, sort of like, and he come down with like 22 Union soldiers that they had volunteered for this mission. And basically what they wanted to do was to steal a train down here near Atlanta, the General, and take it north towards Tennessee line, towards Chattanooga. And their whole mission was to destroy railroad tracks and burn bridges and just pretty much just create havoc. They come down here to this Big Shanty, this train depot where we're at today. Everything kind of started from this spot right here. Inside it was the cafe, the restaurant, whatever you want to call it, where Conductor Fuller was sitting there with his passengers on that 20-minute breakfast break at 6 o'clock in the morning that April day. And of course his train was parked right here on the tracks. So he's sitting in the window just kind of eating his breakfast, and next thing you know, here goes the train just getting ready to rolling down the track, as they say. He looks out the window and here's Andrews and 22 of these civilians boarding this train and basically stole it. So he jumps up out of breakfast and it says, someone who has no right to has gone off of my train, you know? So the worst thing in the world you could do is like a rifleman in the Marine Corps, you don't want to lose your rifle. Here, this guy lost his train. Well, he gets up, gets another guy, they take a hand cart, they go back to Marietta, which is about 10 miles from here, and they confiscate another train called the Texas, which we seen earlier over at the Atlanta History Center. Conductor Fuller left that at Marietta with soldiers and hell-bent on getting his train back. And they went through Allatoona Pass and they went up through Resaca and eventually got to a place called Tunnel Hill, not far from the Tennessee line. And the General ran out of steam. Like I said, these weren't really trained guys. They did what they could, but I mean, they weren't gonna hang around and wait for these soldiers to start shooting at them. And eventually the Texas catches up to them, and of course they spread out through the woods trying to find these Andrews Raiders, as they were called. Eventually they were brought back to Atlanta and put on trial at civilian court, and seeing as they were out of uniform and they were spies, basically, that's like a hanging offense back in 1862, and guess what? That's exactly what happened to Andrews and his boys, man. That's a train story from Hellbound. Enjoy your day, your week, your weekend, whatever. So.